Welcome back. Today I'm going to go through PowerPoint with you. So I'm going to go through from the Home tab all the way through. So I'm going to give you the basics to get you up and running. So let's get straight into it. The first option when you start PowerPoint is this window you'll get. Now on the left you'll have recent PowerPoints that you might have done or opened. They'll be listed for you. If you can't find what you're looking for, then select Open Other Presentation, and then you can look for that presentation on your Mac or PC. To the right is a number of templates, but that's not all of them. You can search for templates online by typing in here, or you can select a category here. So why don't I go for just presentation? Give it a little while so it searches online, and there we go, there's some presentation templates you can use. Bear in mind they're not copyright, so use them, it just gives you ideas, it gets you motivated. Also to the right, if I scroll down here, you can see there's various other categories and topics. So I might select books. Double tap books, and again it'll look online depending on the speed of your internet, and then you've got some templates to use there, and I'll open up and edit them. Now I'll come back to the left and select a little arrow or select home to where we were. Now these settings on the left here, I'll go into them at a later date for you. For example, I'll show you how to change your options and what each option does for spellings and languages. I'm going to select new, and I'm going to choose a blank document by double tapping it. Now you can see I'm in the Home tab here, and I'm just going to show you the Home tab today, and I'll do another video for insert design and transition and so on. So you see it's familiar to Word, so a lot of the options in the Home tab are pretty similar to Word, but I'll go over with me quickly anyway just to show you. So I've got nothing in my first PowerPoint slide at the moment, and here it is on the right. So I need to pop a title in just to start me off. So I've got myself a title, and I can add a subtitle as well. And I've got my first slide. It's not jumping out at you or amazing you, but remember, you're just adding your content in first. Now you can see as I click in, you've got boxes that goes around them here. Now if I hover to the corner of these boxes, you can see a little crosshair come up. That enables me to hold the left button, and then I can drag, keep my finger on the left button on the mouse, and I can drag that exactly where I want. Also, see these little corners here? If I go over to these little round circles, you can see that bi-directional arrows come up. Hold the left button and I can drag them in and out how I want as well. So those boxes are really important, so make sure you're aware of them. If I left click, it disappear, but they're still there when I click back in there again. Now top left hand corner we've got clipboard. Same as Word, so we can copy and paste. So I could highlight some text and select copy, and then select where I want to paste that in. So I could paste it down the bottom there, and again I can select paste, but I recommend using shortcut keys really, which is Control C to copy and Control V to paste. It just saves you time having to come up the top left hand corner. So Control C copy, Control V paste. Another quick shortcut key, Control X, is another one, so you can highlight the text you don't want. You can highlight the text, click Control X, that cuts it out, it doesn't delete it, it just cuts it out from where it is, and then you can use Control V to paste that text where you want, so you don't end up with duplicate text unless you want them. So there's your paste and cut and copy. Format. Now again, this is quite a powerful option, because you might want specific formats within your PowerPoint, not all the same. I know you need continuity, but certain format styles you need identical. So what I'm going to do is create another slide. Now if I come up to new slide, I could click Control M, or just tap on new slide. Now I'm going to tap on new slide to show you, and it just gives you a default slide. So that slide's open. I might not want that layout on the right. It's asking for a title. I could add text in there, and then you've got these 6 options here, which I can add tables, charts, smart graphics, pictures on my computer or online, or even a video. Now if I come up to layout, I can choose a layout I want, because I might decide actually I want that blank, or I might want that just for a picture with a caption. And now you can see it's just showing me the picture option there. So that way you can break down specifically what you need. It's a good way to pre-plan when you're doing your PowerPoints. Then you can look at it and go, what did I do that for? Of course I need an image in there. And then you can add the title with your image at the top here, and then your title here for your caption. So when you do create a new slide, you can just click on it, or choose one you want here, or choose a layout once you create the slide using this option. So let me go back to new slide. You can duplicate the selected slides if you want. By clicking on it, it duplicates the last slide. Also, we can select in there slides from outline. So if you've got a Word document, for example, with text in it, then it will create from your outline, which is your text, a PowerPoint. So I'm going to select hello, this is a test. That's the only text that's actually in the Word document, but you get the idea there. There's your outline, and it creates a slide for you. So I'll go back to the title again. Also in slides, you've got reuse slides. So if you're creating a PowerPoint, you can add slides from that without opening it up. I've not got any on here, but you click browse and then you can browse your slide library and then add that, and it can add the required slides you want to your presentation as well. So a really good useful option as well. So there's your new slide option there. Layout again we looked at. Let's have a look at reset. So if I click reset, it will reset the slide to how it originally was set up as a template. How it originally was set up. As you can see, it's moved back to the middle. Now section. You can create sections for different topics or ideas, or just if you want to split them into chapters. So I've got section 1, haven't I, there? So if I select section, add section, see at the top, I'll give it a name. So I'm just going to call this chapter 1 and click rename. And you can see it's now renamed chapter 1. Now I want to maybe split 3 and 4 to a new chapter. So I'm going to click to 3 and again select section, add section, and I'll give that a name, which would be chapter 2. It's a good way to organise the structure. And now I've got 2 different chapters. So I'm starting to organise my information. If you don't want a chapter, click into it and select section, and you can select rename or remove that section. Or you might want to remove all sections. You can collapse, that way it collapses everything, so you only open what you need that you're working on. And that's good if you've got a lot of slides, 30 or 40 slides that you need to work off. Or I can put remove all sections, and it removes all sections and brings all my slides back as one. So there's your clipboard and slides option. I'm not going to go into depth on the font option because it's the same as Word 2016. But I don't think Word has got that option as its shadows. If I highlight the reality of life and select shadow, text shadow, you should just see a little shadow there. Yeah, I can see it now in the background. And again, you've got the same options to strike through. Another good option I like here, you might want to uppercase certain letters. So for example, if I highlight the text here, you might want that uppercase. Now what you probably do is type it out again. But select this option here and select uppercase. Or capitalise each word. Or toggle case. But I'm going to leave it on lowercase. And again, the other options are the same: increase fonts, decrease fonts. You've also got highlighting options, colours there, and you can change the colour of the text if you want as well. Or if you don't want any of that, just click clear all formatting and get rid of all the formatting and put it to default. Now paragraph options. Again, they're pretty similar to Word. There's a couple of different ones here, for example text direction and align text and convert to SmartArt. So again, these options are all the same. So you've got your bullets, click to the right and you can choose bullet points you want, or bullets and numbering if you click on that, and you can choose from there, including adding your own ones if you want through pictures, and click cancel. Same goes for numbering, choose a numbering scheme. You can align your text, so I'm going to click on my text there, click left, right, center, or justify that. Also to the right, you've got an option called add or remove columns. So you can split your text into different columns. So I'm going to click in the middle and I'm going to select 2 columns, and you can see how it splits it, but I actually prefer 1 column as so. Now text direction, we can choose where you want to rotate it by 90 degrees. So let's rotate all text by 90, or rotate by 270, or stacked, or how it originally was. And you've even got more options by clicking on that if you can't find exactly what you want. When you click more options, it brings this window to the right, which is format shape, and you can start working even more on the formatting of that text. So again, we've got vertical alignment, so we can choose what alignment you want. So I want top center. Text direction, again you can change it here. We also have stuff like, see the box here? If I select resize shape to fit text, the box then, instead of just dragging it in and out, it will reshape it for you. Or you can put do not auto fit. So if I drag it out, it will stay wherever you put it. And also shrinks text on the overflow if it's overflowing the boxes. Again, if you're specific, you can choose left margin. So if I go like this, you can choose the margin, how far you want it out and in. And again, you can do the right margin, top margin and bottom. Also at the top, the A button there, and we've got an option called text fill. So at the moment we've got a solid fill, haven't we, black, but I can change that with no fill, gradient fill. So now I can change the type I want, or preset gradient. So I might want more of a greeny colour there, and I can choose rectangular, path, linear format. That doesn't look too bad. I can choose the angle I want that linear gradient at. Also change the colours here. This is, I move it left to right, so you can choose what gradient you want. And your colour you can change here as blue to add to that gradient left and right. Give it that extra nice look. So text fill, play around. You've got picture or text fill gradient, so you can add a picture on that if you want, or text fill, or texture fill, or pattern fill. And you can choose a pattern here, and then choose your foreground colour there to add to that pattern. But I'm going to go back to gradient fill, I like that one. At the bottom, you've got your colour as I showed you. You've got transparency, so you can add transparency to that if you want, and brightness as well, as you see as I go in and out, left to right. So if you drag that along, there you go, and you can see where you can add the transparency and brightness on there. That's how you got to play around with. Also, you got text outline at the bottom, so you might decide you just want a solid line around the text outline. See around the text, you now can see that line, or you might want more of a gradient fill. But I'm happy with no line on that one. And again, if you did go to gradient fill, then you change your options on the text outline. So you get right into depth from what you're doing if you're creating a visual PowerPoint, because that's what it's all about, getting noticed but still getting down the correct content you need. So I'm going to scroll down there. So again, you've got all your options for doing the outline, including dash types there, and you can see around the edges of the letters there. To the top, so I'm going to highlight the text, and I'm going to add distance for the shadow. Have a look at that. It's not too bad. You can choose the angle you want the shadow as well. Make sure you highlight the text. So I'm going to add an angle where I want it, and you can even add a bit of blur to that. Yeah, blur's better, isn't it? Look. And again, you can change the size of the shadow if you want it overlapping, and again, a bit more transparency so it's not too prominent and it fades in the background. Okay, it's not a work of art, but you get the idea with that. Also got reflections underneath, so again, highlight the text, and then you can change the reflection of your text if you want that rather than the shadow, or maybe you want both. Choice, and you can move that down. And again, you've got your glow option, so play around with, they're all self-explanatory. I'm just going to scroll down to 3D rotation. I'm going to choose one there. So when I do 3D rotation, you see how it's moved the text at an angle. You can see what I've done here. So if I change it to a different angle, and then that way I can change the settings on the rotation exactly how I want it, or back, and I can do the Y-axis and give it that snazzy look. Or select keep text flat if I want it that way. And again, you can do your distance, or select reset to bring it back to how it was. So that's your text effects and your text fill and outline. Remember what I did, I clicked on it, I went to text direction, and I went to more options, and it brought me up to sections here. Now we've got text boxes, so, and again we can choose solid fill or no fill. So I'm going to show you, so I'm going to do a pattern fill and add a pattern, and you can see it puts a pattern in a text box for me in the background. Or you might want a picture or texture in the background, and again if I come down the bottom here, I can then change the texture here and add transparency if I want, just to give it a hint. Or you might want to insert a picture from, let's say, online. Let's have a look for something. I'm just going to choose, that could probably fit in lovely. I'm going to tick that, insert, and there you go, it's put it into my text box for me. So obviously you do a better job than I've done on that, but you'll get the principles. By the way, when you click a picture or image, you need to go to the top to format it here, but I'll explain that later, because whenever you insert a video or picture, it gives you additional options in the ribbon. So then you can go through your various options of effects, again for your shadows, for your text boxes and so on, and even picture corrections here, so you can make the picture more sharper or blurred. So as you can see, whatever you select here on the actual PowerPoint, and it gives you the settings for to the top or to the right, so you can then access it. You don't really have to look for them. So I'm going to select Reset and close that window. So I'll go back to Home tab. So that was text direction, and we selected more options to bring out that window for you. We've got text alignment, so I'm going to click into here and select text alignment, and you can align that exactly where you want, up or down, and again click more options, and again the window will pop up to the right if need be. We can convert to SmartArt. This makes it more effective to explain what you're trying to say or do. So let's get the reality of life, and I'm going to select convert to SmartArt. I'm going to, what shall I choose? And you can see how it's creating the SmartArt for me as a official reference tool. So again, that looks pretty good. So definitely worth a little look at doing the Smart One option. So there's your paragraph option. So clipboard, slides, fonts, and paragraph. Here we've got little various shapes you can add. So you might come down to the bottom here. Let's go to slide 2, and you decide you want to add a few shapes there to explain. A few shapes to add. So hold the left button, so you create your shapes. Select arrow, hold the left button, and choose by dragging it how big you want your arrow. And you can add shapes that way. Now remember, as I said before, when you click on a picture or video, you get formatting options. So I've got that arrow highlighted. Come to the top, format will appear. Now I can change all the settings for that specific graphic. It might be colour I want to change. It might be shape fill. So I might want a gradient, because that might be a bit too fierce. So I can add a gradient to that. I can have shape effects. So I might want a bit of a glow effect, or soften the edges a bit, or you might even want the 3D effect pointing in a specific direction or so. So again, remember that as you're going along, when you click on an image, video, or picture, go straight to the top and it'll give you format options for you. So I'm going to click back to home. So they're the shapes. You can arrange those shapes. Now this is important. Let me show you why. Now if I come back here with this shape here and drag it over that shape, and you can see I want that actually over that arrow, but the arrow showing across it. So I can go arrange, and I can bring forward that shape, and now that's in front. Or I might want to send it back again, so then I can use the send back option. So when you are planning stuff, go to your range options on your objects, be it videos, pictures, or objects, and then you can rearrange them here, and also align them to exactly where you want, and even rotate them if you need to. If I hover over it, rotates without pressing them. It gives you a good view of that. That brings us to quick styles. Now that enables you to do a quick style. Let me show you what I mean. So I've got that box highlighted, and I can do a quick style orange there for you. I can change, or I might just want an outline colour, green, or with my quick styles I might want other themes here. Hover over, you can see I can change the theme quickly, and that does the whole box for you. So if I click into this section here, you see it's highlighted it round. I can get into quick styles and change that to what I want quickly as well. So again, you can change it manually with shape fill. You might decide actually I need something specific. You might want to use a yellow, or again gradient, or what about a picture? If I select picture, let's try one from my computer. Let's add that little pug, and you can add a picture that way. And if you hold the left button, remember, you can drag it in and out, or if you go to the corner, you see a little crosshair come up, hold the left button, you can drag that where you want as well. And remember, because I've selected the picture, look at the top, I've got my formatting options for that image. Also you can do shape outline if you want, so you can see I can add my own colour borders to that. So I might want a green. It's not thick enough, you can go to weight and thicken it up, and just change your options there. Shape effect, we might want a reflection on that. That's not bad, is it? I think the border's a bit bad green, but let's pull that up. I like the reflection option, and that'll give it a nice little touch as well. So that's your drawing section, which leaves us your find, replace and select. So if you're looking for specific text, you can type it in here. So if you've got an article, you'll go straight to that text. So let me show you. So I'm going to type in hello, and it'll go straight to all my PowerPoints and find where I've got the text hello. And if there's another hello I could find next, and it'll go to the next hello, and so on. And I can even type it in and replace that text if I want. And there's your replace fonts option. And this is for selecting stuff. You're having trouble selecting stuff. Let's make that smaller. If you have trouble selecting, select the bottom and select object, and it'll make it much easier if you select objects if you're having trouble selecting them. Now, the last thing on the home tab, which you can use in any tab, if you do a right click on the blank bit of the slide, you've got various options from your fonts to adding pictures. But you've got a layout option. You can access your layout option there as well if you want to do it quickly. You can reset your slides as I showed you before, and you can add grids and guides. And you hold the left button so you can drag them. So what the whole point of this is, you can see it there, then you can drag your pictures or shapes to that guide so you can exactly have them lined up for you if you want. Hold the left button there, and that way you can line up your PowerPoints. If you don't want them, do a right click and you can just use the little arrow and select, untick, and it gets rid of them for you. Really good option. And you've got your ruler at the top, so if you're measuring a PowerPoint precisely, you can use the ruler options as well. But I'm going to leave that off. And last of all, if you right click, is the format background. And again, you see it comes up to the right, so we can have a gradient background if you want. Now, if you're doing a PowerPoint, see, I'll have one gradient one and the rest are white. But I want them all that colour, and I don't have to go through them all one by one. And I don't have to use the format painter either, do I? So come to the bottom, see an option that says apply to all. Click on it and it will apply that formatting to every slide in your presentation quickly. That won't include, if I come back up here and change it, it only changes the slide I'm on. Can you see that? But if I click apply to all, it then changes it to the rest. So another really good option there to look out for when you are planning. So there's a quick overview of the home tab. I'll do another video and the next one will be on the insert option. See you next time. Take care.